Hello, everybody. Welcome to ManHound Sound Sessions. I'm your host, Old Bill Wardlow. My guest today, Ole Justin Chambers. Justin is one of my absolute favorite local performers. He's a great songwriter. He's true blue country, 100% authentic, and he's the king of getting fired. You can catch Justin any night of the week, drinking cheap beer, singing sad country songs on Facebook. He is absolutely the most determined son of a bitch I've ever met in my life. So grab your cowboy hat and get ready for some good old-fashioned storytelling. We'll start out with the hanging of Billy Paul, and then my interview with Ole Justin Chambers.
Actually, this song's about Billy Paul. He's the last man to die hanging in the state of Ohio, and I found out the guy had happened to be from Brown County, where I'm from, and he was from Ripley. It's happened like 1893 or 1897, something like that. Did some research on it, thought it was a cool story, so wrote a song about it. So it goes like this: Hanging to Billy Paul. Billy Paul shot his father-in-law. Oh, what an evil thing. Now Billy's gonna hang. His wife had a sister, she was only 17. Prettiest girl the town had ever seen. Out in the country on a hot summer's day, Billy took that poor girl's innocence away. Went down to Augusta, stayed there all night. Knew what he'd done wasn't right. Came back to Ripley for to turn himself in. Grabbed him a gun, then he set out again. Way up on Eagle Creek, to that place Billy did sneak. The old man was lying in bed when old Billy shot him dead. Old Billy Paul shot his father-in-law. What an evil thing. Now Billy's gonna hang. He stood on the scaffold, a smile on his face, saying, I'm sorry for my disgrace. Billy Paul shot his father-in-law. All right, that's it.
Hey, Justin, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. So, what got you started playing music?
Well, I guess what got me started playing music, I've always been real into classic country music ever since I was a little kid. I mean, my grandparents, they listened to Conway Twitty and George Jones all the time. My parents listened to just regular country music, older country music. But, like, as I got older, the newer country I was hearing on the radio, I didn't like, and got to thinking, man, what's going on here? So I got into where I was trying to play, and I tried to play for years, but I tried to play right-handed guitars. I'm left-handed, so it wasn't until music store opened up in town, I started taking actual professional guitar lessons that I switched over to learning guitar left-handed. And then there, I wrote this song called Truck, Truck, Beer, 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 Truck. And I was in high school. I was like 15 or 16. And the guy that owned the music store thought it was a pretty good song, but I couldn't play anything. I couldn't keep time to save my life. So he took my words and put them to some music and helped me structure the song and all that kind of stuff, you know. And that was the first song I recorded.
And that was John Hart?
Yeah, that was John Hart, yeah, with John and me and John started writing songs together when we get bored, and he kind of helped me learn how to structure them, making your words fit a beat and that kind of stuff. They helped me learn how to keep time a little bit.
Who give you your guitar lessons?
Glenn Miller.
Okay.
Yeah, I took him for probably, I don't know, I'd say about a year. But I kind of wish I would have listened to him a little bit better because he showed me scales and stuff. But at the time, I was young and I said, heck with all that. I just want to learn chords, so I can write songs, because that's what I want to do, is write songs. And then I discovered folk music when I was in middle school, and Woody Guthrie been a huge influence on me, probably why I started writing songs in the first place. It's like they made us take this library class, and they like forced you to get a book and read it, and I thought most of the books they had in there were kind of lame. I found a Woody Guthrie biography. I didn't even know who Woody Guthrie was, but I seen a picture of a guitar on it, and it looked interesting, so I got it. I started reading about his life and stuff, and I was kind of fascinated with him. And
is that This Machine Kills Fascist guitar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was fascinated with him and his life, how he traveled around the country and everything, and his songs. And I read that book. I hadn't heard his songs, but I went to the actual local library, and you can get CDs there, because I didn't get the internet in my house till I was like 15 or 16. So I'd get music from the library. So I'd just get any CD. If I seen a picture of a banjo on it or it said folk on it, I'd get it, take it home, and listen to it, and that's what got me into the folk. And WOBO in Batavia was a big influence on me, because they had classic country and bluegrass programming, and then that's where I first heard bluegrass music and got pretty big into that too. It was on WOBO.
That's a big leap from Woody Guthrie to bluegrass.
Yeah.
So you wrote your first song about 16 then?
Yeah. That's first.
And how long was it till you wrote your next one?
I was like a senior in high school when I wrote the Talking Fired blues song.
So a couple years?
Yeah, well, that's when I started writing it. It started out, I was trying to get a job, and I started writing a song about trying to get a job. Then I graduated, got a job, got fired, and got another job, got fired again and again. So finally, that song just kind of come to me, because, see, when I was in school, I got SSI for being not right in the head, for being crazy. Got me one of them crazy checks, and they took that after I graduated. I ain't been able to keep a job since, so that's how that line, special needs, come in there. Got me a job pulling weeds. They fired me because of special needs. Come up with that line, and after that, it just kind of kept going.
Well, let's take a break and have a listen to Talking Fired Blues.
All right, let's do it. Talking Fire Blues here is a song about how I've been fired from every job I ever had. Well, I got me a job pulling weeds. They fired me because of special needs. I'm a little slow, don't you know? Well, got me a job at the local music shop. After that, I told myself, you finally reach the top. All I had to do was take the trash out. I said, you can do this, no doubt. Well, I couldn't open the old trash bag. Life sure is a drag. Well, Lady Luck handed me one last hard knock. On my way out, I was confronted with an old deadbolt lock. The door only needs one lock, not three. Them deadbolts cause me a lot of misery. Well, now failure is a mighty lonesome ocean, so one day I took me a good notion to bust out my guitar and a tip jar. Instead of paying me to play, folks paid me to go away. Well, read an ad in the paper about a feller needing help on his farm. Figured I'd give it a shot, I couldn't cause no harm. Well, I showed up in flip-flops. Farmer said, them things, son, you ain't gonna plant no crops. Not even one crop was planted. Well, I was hanging around town with nothing to do, nowhere to go. So I figured, why not try my hand at the rodeo? I got bucked off every bronc I tried to ride. Lots of pretty girls were watching, it sure did hurt my pride. Well, I thought about being a thief, but hey man, I'm not a good stealer. So I figured why not become a drug dealer. Well now, just when I thought I was doing okay, along come this guy from the DEA. He took my drugs and my money, confiscated them, that's what he called it. Well now, here I sit in this dirty old jail. I never succeed, boys, I always fail. If you need any advice on getting hired, don't ask me, son, 'cause I'm the expert on getting fired. I'm a world-renowned deadbeat. Now, ain't that neat? Do, 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 do.
That was a killer song.
Yes,
dig it.
pretty much a true story. All besides the drug dealer part, I made that part up just to make things more interesting.
So what's your process when you're writing a song?
I don't know. I think every song I write, it's a little bit different. Some of them, they just kind of come to me. I'll come up with like one line, and then the whole song just kind of comes real quick. And then some of them I got to sit down and think about, So it's kind of all different.
Right.
I guess I get most of my inspiration for writing songs, I'd say, from talking to people. And
so do you start out writing lyrics?
yeah, I usually start out writing lyrics and then I add music.
So do you come up with a melody and then come up with music, the chords to go along with that melody, or do you?
It's more about the lyrics for me. I usually start out with the lyrics, and I usually just try and tell a good story, and then I come up with music.
So then do you come up with like the cadence for it?
Yeah.
And then write the chords to the way you're singing it already?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. It's all about the story for me mostly. I'm more focused on the words than I am really the music, I think. Focus more on the words, the story, more like the poetry, just kind of telling story, making it rhyme.
Right. So words are more important than the music to you.
Yeah.
So do you always write the music then, and then once, or the words, and then make the music fit that?
Yeah, that's basically what I try to do. I try and make my music fit my words, because I usually write the words first.
So do you ever have like where the words change drastically, like your amount of syllables and things like that, where you have to change the music in order to make it fit?
Yeah, usually sometimes I got to go in, like, shorten certain lines. And
so you'll change the words rather than
I'll change
making
the words
music
to make them fit the music, fit the beat. You take and out. Like, I try not to use and a whole lot in lyrics, because I feel like that anything that drags it out, I try and use like as less words as I can. I don't try and use a whole lot of words. Try to describe something, just like the bare minimum words. Because the less words I think you use, the easier it is to make it fit a beat.
Right.
But sometimes you got to add words too to make it fit.
So is it more important to you to make it rhyme, or make it fit into the amount of syllables, or to say what you're saying?
I think it's more important to me to say what I'm saying, but it's got to kind of fit the music a little bit.
Right, but a lot like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll go off and just one line just doesn't fit the rest of the song, but
like,
but he needed to say what he needed to
like
say.
Bob Dylan. Mm-hmm. I like Bob Dylan's acoustic stuff, a lot of his real early stuff, like the Times They Are Changing album. I listen to that a lot. The Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, I like that one a lot. His electric stuff, I don't know. I like the acoustic stuff a little bit better. But
there's a live album from the day he went electric at Monterey Pop Festival.
Yeah,
and they had recorded it and he come out and obviously started playing, or it wasn't the Monterey Pop Festival, it was the Monterey Folk Festival. And he had come out and played an electric set, and you can hear the boos and stuff in the background, and people just hated it.
I think Pete Seeger threatened to unplug him or something.
Yeah, Pete Seeger tried to unplug him. They were fighting Pete Seeger off from unplugging him. And so anyway, you can hear the boos and stuff on the recording, and so Bob Dylan released it as a live album. It's a great album. But anyway, so what's I know you've talked about Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan. What's some of your other influences that you draw from?
John Prine's a big influence on me.
One of my favorites.
I really listen to a lot of John Prine. Tom T. Hall, I'd say. He's big country music. He had a lot of great story songs. Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, basically all the singer-songwriter type guys I listen to a lot. And of course, classic country music is a big influence on me, like Hank Williams Sr., Ernest Tubb, George Jones, all those guys. So I listen to a lot of that. Honky-tonk music with lots of pedal steel and fiddle and just that good old-fashioned tear in your beer type stuff. I like that a lot.
I like it myself.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always doing the, what do you call it, honky-tonking on
on
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook Live.
I suggest everybody go and follow Ole Justin Chambers. That's Ole Justin Chambers.
Yeah, I'm usually out in my yard playing guitar and getting drunk, and I just broadcast it for the whole world to see. It's a good time usually.
Yeah, some good songs on there, and
yeah, I do a lot of classic country covers on there, and
I always enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a break, listen to one of those songs, and what do you got coming up next?
Wrangler Britches.
You got a free pair of pants out of that, right?
Yeah, they sent me a free pair of pants.
How did that work?
I just sent a link to the song to their Facebook page, just goofing off, and like a week later they messaged me back and said, "We're sorry that you lost your pants. Why don't we send you a free pair?" What? That's what they said. I got a screenshot of the message somewhere on my Facebook. But yeah, they're like, "Let's just send you a free pair of pants. We're really sorry about that." And they asked me for my style and size, and they sent me the cowboy cut. They're expensive too. They're like $40 jeans. Ain't like the Walmart ones, So I was surprised that they sent me a free pair of pants, though. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Let's have a listen.
There's one about losing my pants here. I got a free pair of pants from Wrangler off of this song. My mom was proud of me. Got me a free pair of britches here, Wrangler britches. Goes like this right here. I met a cute little waitress down at the corner cafe. Went over to her place one Saturday. We were hugging and kissing, having lots of fun. Then along come her husband with a big shotgun. And that's how I lost my brand new Wrangler britches. Ones with the patch and them fancy stitches. You could give me this world and all its riches, they'll never replace my old Wrangler britches. Well, one day the humidity was so high, if I didn't find me someplace to cool off, I knew that I would surely die. Well, I made a fatal slip when I decided to skinny dip. There I was, naked in the lake, when along come a great big black snake. And that's how met this guy who was big and fat. Somebody told me he was the biggest clothing thief in town. When I left and come back, my britches weren't nowhere to be found. Well, I put out wanted posters, offering a reward, even rented me a great big billboard. My britches have never been returned. My hopes to get them back have all been burned. And that's how I lost my brand new Wrangler britches. Ones with the patch and the fancy stitches. You could give me this world for all its riches. They'll never replace my old Wrangler britches. No, they'll never replace my old Wrangler britches.
All right. So, who have you been playing with? What kind of
Well,
band kind of situation have you had going on?
Well, I mean, I mostly play by myself, just me and a guitar. But sometimes I'll have people come and play with me if they're able to. I haven't really been able to get a band together. Like drummers usually get bored playing with me, and I don't know, around here, like the indie rock scene's pretty big around Cincinnati, so most people I know play rock, and most of them ain't interested in playing old country or folk, so I just kind of play alone, and if some of my friends want to come jam with me at a gig or something, they're more than welcome to, you know. But yeah, I've been playing, I ain't really been playing around here too much recently. I got a lot of fans in down in Kentucky and out in West Virginia mostly. I just played in Huntington, toy drive for a group I'm part of called the Honky Tonk Heroes. And I played down in Kentucky a lot last year. Played down in Somerset, a place called Jarfly Brewing Company. Opened up for a guy named Kobe Langham, who's a really good songwriter down there, pretty popular. A friend of mine from Kentucky, she plays music, Chelsea Nolan. She's real good. Check her out. She let me play a song at her album release party at another brewing place down in Kentucky, Country Boy Brewing, which they make some pretty good beer too. I like their Shotgun Wedding beer a lot.
I saw a video from that show. It looked like a hell of a good show.
Oh yeah, it was, man. That place was packed. My dad drove me down there, and we got into an argument because the place is kind of outside of town, and he thought it was a car dealership because he seen all the cars, and we argued for like 10 minutes. I was like an hour late because he said, "That is not it. We're lost." He said, "That's a damn car lot." I said, "No, it's not, Dad. You don't see the sign? Country Boy Brewing right there. Country Boy Tap Room." He's like, "No, that's a damn car lot." I was like, "Dad, I'm telling you, that's where I got to play." So finally he pulls in, and I walk in there like, "Oh, you finally made it." And, man, I was nervous because there had to be at least 500 people there, and I never played in front of a crowd that big.
It was pretty packed. It looked like it went really well.
Yeah, it did. I mean, they liked it, luckily, for me. I was still pretty nervous.
Yeah, I saw a video of Talking Fired Blues, and looked like they were really into it.
Yeah, she only had time for me to play one song, and that was the song she asked me to do, so that's what I did down there. But yeah.
Nice.
Run around down there a lot. I'm hoping to book some more shows around here, but I'm also hoping to get a new record out some point this coming year.
What's your previous recordings? What do you got out?
My previous recording is called Talking Country. It's only got 3 songs on it. The 3 songs I played on this show, originals, all besides the Hanging of Billy Paul and the Gas Station Coffee song I did. Those are new songs, probably be on my next CD.
So when do you plan on getting into the studio?
Whenever I get the money. I'm the expert at getting fired, so I don't really have a lot of money, but I don't know. I'll probably find another job here shortly or something.
Start you a crowdfunding.
Yeah, I'll do something like that to get the money to record a couple new songs.
Do you ever deal with writer's block?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like usually when I'm depressed, I can't really write songs, which is kind of weird because I know a lot of people who write songs write better stuff when they are depressed or whatever. A lot of writers, just writers in general, write when they're depressed. But like if I get depressed, I get writer's block. I don't know, I just get really bored sometimes, and I can't write or I don't want to write. And,
How do you deal with that?
well, I usually deal with that. I usually listen to other music or read or reading's helped me a lot with like songwriting. I know. I got pretty into poetry and reading too. Because I took a graphic design class at school and at the trade school my last 2 years of high school, and my instructor for my graphic design class, she liked to write poetry, and she realized I was interested in writing, that I'd been writing song lyrics, so she gave me a list of authors she thought I'd like, writers and stuff. And Hunter S. Thompson was on the list. Jack Kerouac.
Probably my favorite. My favorite
yeah.
writer is Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, I love Hunter S. Thompson a whole lot. And yeah, Jack Kerouac was on there. I discovered Charles Bukowski, and he's one of my favorite writers.
I not familiar.
Not familiar.
What's he written?
He wrote a book called Women. It's kind of weird. It's about like he's an old guy in the book, but he finally makes it as a writer, and all these young college girls. He's hooks up with all these young college girls and stuff, and he just writes about like writing and drinking, and he's pretty interesting.
Is it along the same lines as Hunter and Kerouac?
Yeah, kinda. His stuff's a little dirtier. He's just like a dirty old man, like basically. He's got a book about he writes about, working dead end jobs and trying to make it as a writer and not making it and that kind of stuff. Just
have you read any William Burroughs?
Yeah, I looked up William Burroughs. He's I couldn't get through one of his books I read. I couldn't get through because like he was like he was gay, which I don't have a problem with that, but he was like describing some gay sex scenes in this one book I read by him. I forget the name of it, but I was like, all right, that's a little too much for me.
Have you read Naked Lunch?
Yeah, I've read that one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
So, what's some of your local favorite musicians?
My favorite local musicians, I'd say See You and the Funnies is one of my favorite local rock bands. I've been to a lot of their shows. Sunday Drives, another one of my favorites. Nolan Taylor, who was on the show, he's one of my favorites around here.
I got Adam coming on here shortly too.
Cool, you got him coming on. Awesome.
Yep, looking forward to it. I was just talking to him over the weekend.
Yeah, y'all are gonna like that one. I don't know. I know just about everybody around here that plays music. Forest Fox, they're real good.
I had Corey Phillips on the first episode. I've been talking with Corey. I think I'm gonna have Forest Fox in as a whole group to do like a bonus.
Oh heck yeah, that'd be cool.
A bonus thing. They're supposed to come over and record an EP here before too long.
Awesome. Yeah, I know just about I've been to just about every local show. I think I've seen about everyone. I went.
There's so many great musicians around.
Yeah, I
here.
know. I've been to so many shows, and from hanging out at the music store all the time, I've met so many local musicians. I don't even know if I remember all of them. Everybody I've heard play and seen.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been around a lot.
Well, that and playing the big shows like X Comp.
Yeah, I played out there at X Comp.
I've played a couple X Comps with you.
Yeah, I've played it since it started. I played this year too. It went pretty well. There weren't as many local. They didn't have as many local acts on the bill this year out there, so I was one of them. I opened. I went on real early too. It was like noon, but like X Comp this year was kind of rough for me because I got drunk before I played. I'd been drinking, and I had gotten drunk, and I was sitting at my merch table. See, I had these two girls I knew who were going to run my merch for me, but they got mad at me and left. So I passed out drunk in a lawn chair at my merch table, and like somebody put all my merch in my cooler, and like my CDs and shit got wet, and I don't know.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off a little bit. I don't know who did it, but I guess they didn't know where to put it, and since they said I was passed out, they couldn't
Seemed
get me
like
to
a
wake
good
me up,
idea
so-
at the time.
Well, it would have been all right because I didn't have ice in the cooler or nothing, but like somebody had put a empty beer can in there, and I like usually when you drink a beer, there's like a little bit left in the bottom of the can. Well, that got in my cooler and it got on my CDs. It didn't ruin anything, luckily, because they're sealed up.
Right.
So I just had to wipe it off. But yeah, I played X Comp. I opened for See You in the Funnies a while back too, down at the Valley View Lounge. In
That's a great
Williamsburg.
gig.
Yeah, I like the Valley View. It was a good one.
Well, and opening up for the Funnies, anytime you can do that.
Oh yeah.
Those guys are so good.
I've been on a lot of shows. I've opened for quite a few people. Them, I said a couple people down in Kentucky. They're pretty big around here.
Taylor Shannon recently,
I've opened for Taylor Shannon twice. I opened for him around New Year's last year. I opened for him. That was a wild night too, because I got real drunk at that one and ended up punching my mandolin player in the head.
Okay, go ahead and tell the story.
Well, he couldn't get me to leave the bar. Well, they paid us $75 to open, which is good money, just being an opener. I was supposed to split that with the mandolin player, but see, I was already drunk when we got there, and then I went to the bar, and I thought the bartender was good looking, so I gave her like a $50 tip. It was, Christmas season. I was feeling generous, but anyway, it didn't help me out none, but he went outside or something, and like an hour later, he didn't know where I was, and he found me to get the money, and then he was ready to leave, and I wasn't ready to leave, so I guess at some point I ended up punching him in the head. But he hit me back, and he hits pretty damn hard. I had a knot on my head for like 2 weeks.
Does.
Yeah, he's a big old boy. You know him. He plays drums in Forest Fox now. He's a pretty good sized guy. Alex Neal. Shout out to Alex Neal if he hears this. Don't come punch me in the head again, man. He's gonna hear this and be like, damn it. He knows where I live too.
He can definitely come find you.
Yeah, he knows where I hang out. But no, we had a good time though. Opening for Taylor Shannon's always a good time. He brings a pretty big crowd everywhere he plays, and he's been at it for a while.
Yeah, guy's really great. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to get him on the show at some point.
He treats you right too if you open for him, man. He always pays me good every time I've opened for him. Takes good care of me.
Heck yeah.
He was my guitar tech at the last gig I played with him because my guitar was falling apart on stage. My bridge pins were flying out in the middle of the song, and at one point I just stopped playing, started talking. Jake Dyer was backing me up on harmonica and lap steel, and I just looked at him. He looked at me because I broke my string. I'm like, well, shit, I need that string. I'm not that good of a guitar player. Chords I play, I just play chords, so me breaking...
It helps to have all the strings.
Yeah, me breaking the E string. Finally, they were just like, dude, just play without it. And it took me a minute, but I'm like, all right, it sounds close. I'm just missing a note. So I got through the set. It was only a 30-minute set, so I just started talking and tried to get him to do some instrumental stuff. But at one point, Taylor looked at me and he's like, what in the fuck's going on over here? He's like looking at me like, I'm like, shit, hey, you still going to pay me, man? He's like, yeah. He's like, that shit happens. He's like, I've been doing this for years now. And like, you're going to have gigs that just go to shit like that.
It makes it rough when you break a string and you're left-handed. You can't borrow someone else's guitar.
Yeah, most people don't worry about it because they just can borrow someone else's guitar. But since I'm a lefty,
yeah, right? Nolan Taylor had the same problem when he was on the show. He broke. Luckily, it was the last song he was playing.
Yeah,
he broke a string toward the end of the song, and
it's always good to bring an extra guitar if you're left-handed, though.
It's always a good thing to bring an extra guitar if you're right-handed.
Yeah, that way if you break a string, you can just grab your other guitar and go on with the show. Because if you're playing a show, you really ain't got time to fool with changing a string.
Yep.
Unless you can do it
Certainly.
really fast.
So what's some of your favorite venues you've played?
Favorite venues I've played, I'd probably say Jarfly Brewing down in Somerset, Kentucky was a pretty cool place to play. Like they actually had like a green room for the artists and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I'd never experienced that before, so that was cool. And it was really cool down there. He had like a couch and stuff in the green room, and before we played, we'd just chill up there and do what we wanted. That was really cool. Another favorite venue of mine probably be I like the Valley View Lounge a whole lot. I used to play their open mic every week, and they were pretty cool. Out in Huntington where I played, Sharky's played a place called Sharky's in Huntington, and I really like that venue. I like Huntington, West Virginia a lot. It's a real cool city. I've been there twice so far, and they got, like bars up and down the street, different bars you can go to. You don't even need a car in the city. You can just walk around out there. And
It's a big difference from out here in the country, isn't it?
yeah.
So let's take a break, listen to another song, and we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
All right, this song is the result of too many nights alone watching the Western Channel. Ballad of Nevada Slim. Well, it happened one night at the Piss Poor Saloon. The worn-out guitar picker strummed the lonesome tune. Just when things were growing dim, long come a gambling man called Nevada Slim. Come on, good folks, come gather round. Step up to the table, lay your money down. Up stepped the mayor. He was sick with greed, you could tell it by his stare. About an hour in, the mayor flashed his devilish grin, saying, boy, I know your life's a wreck. That's no excuse for dealing from the bottom of the deck. No, and that ain't all. Now I'm gonna put a bullet in your skull. Well, the mayor drew his old 44. Just one shot left poor Slim on the floor. Oh, what a pitiful sight to see him laying there. That's how it goes, man, when the game ain't fair. Now the coffin was plain, made of pine. The corpse it held was mighty fine. Weren't many mourners there, just the preacher and the mayor. The mayor with his sadistic stare. A voice from the coffin cries, he's a cold-blooded killer. You can tell it by his eyes.
All right. That's good stuff. So, how do you find the time to write?
I don't know. I guess I just kind of find the time to write. I write whenever I get an idea for a song, I try to remember it and try to write it down as quick as possible. I used to write at work. I would write songs in my head. Sometimes be thinking of something, be over there staring at the wall, then the supervisor would come around and be like, what the hell you doing, Justin? I'm writing a song in my head. And then if you tell them that, then they think you're crazy, and then they leave you alone. They don't bother you.
Or they fire you.
Yeah, or they fire you. The last job I had, man, they caught me talking to myself, and they're like, what's wrong with this guy? But see, like, well, I was smoking weed on break.
That's always a good idea.
Yeah. But then, like, the guy that I smoked with quit. And after that, I realized how much the job sucked.
Because you weren't getting high at break anymore.
Yeah. Because like the first break, we'd roll it. And then the second break, we'd smoke it because it was 30 minutes. It was lunch. And then, like, the first couple hours, I'd be thinking, man, this job is boring as fuck. It sucks. And then after that second break, you know, things slowed down and time flew and we would be having a good time. And, like, I don't know, like, our boss, it was weird on second shift because on first shift, everyone was cool and I got along with everybody. But, like, it seemed like our boss, like, if we weren't, like, miserable, she would, like, get mad. Like, if she seen us, like, joking and laughing, she was, like, not happy about it.
That seems to be like a lot of jobs.
Yeah. factory work, like, but
There's no fun to be had.
no, not at the factory. If they see you having fun, they're like, even if you're doing your job right, like, you can be, like, working hard, sweating and stuff. They'll still be like, y'all quit goofing off, get back to work. I'm like, all right, what's wrong with having fun while we're working? Like, I mean, what I was doing was basically they made detergent, and my job was just to pull it off the machine and put it in a box. And especially if you're a creative person, like, and you're a writer, a songwriter, a musician, standing there doing the same thing over and over again, really,
It's pretty mundane.
yeah, it gets really aggravating after a while. I mean, yeah, especially if you're a creative person, because, like, if you're a creative person, you gotta, like, talk or make something, or, you know, just doing the same thing over and over again. It's so boring.
Yeah. It allows you to think about other stuff, though, and
Yeah,
maybe think about writing songs.
Yeah. Well, before I quit, I was in there singing "Take This Job and Shove It" every night, and then I quit because I thought I was going to get fired. Because, like, one night the boss was like, "Watch what you sing." I'm like, "Oh hell!" They caught on to me.
They got on to you. The kid gets up.
I just be standing over there. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. And then the boss would be staring at me, giving me the evil eye. I'm like, oh hell. I'm pretty sure she knew I was smoking weed on break too, because I'd come back from break and be slower.
Yeah.
And be all happy.
A lot better mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just got one more question for you. What's the best song you've written?
I'd say the one I'm probably most proud of is the Ballad of Nevada Slim song. I think lyrically, I think that's the coolest one I've written.
It's a good song.
Yeah, it's weird, but, like, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I don't really know how I came up with that song either. I just kind of started writing it, and that's what happened. Was that song?
That's how the best ones come along.
And I thought
You don't really set out to write about anything. It just happens.
Mm-hmm. That was one of them songs you kind of really got to pay attention to the words to get it. It's like in the first verse, I said he's sick with greed. You could tell it by his stare, and then he shoots the guy. And at the end of the song, I'm like, the voice from the coffin cries. He's a cold-blooded killer. You can tell it by his eyes. See, I try and do a little twist like that, but I don't know. Not everyone, I think, really pays close attention to the words of a song, unless they're a songwriter too, or a musician. Then they do, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's my favorite song I've written so far.
Nice.
The Ballad of Billy Paul song I just wrote, I like that one a lot too. I think that's a pretty good song.
Yeah.
Tells a good story. It's true too that he was a real guy.
I like a good story song.
Mm-hmm.
It's always nice. Well, Justin, it was great having you here. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you having me, man. I had a good time.
You guys follow Ole Justin Chambers on Facebook. Is your music streaming?
I ain't on Spotify or nothing, but you can find me on YouTube. I got all my songs on there.
So go check that out. if you want a CD, you can get a hold of him on Facebook at Ole Justin Chambers, and he'll send you one.
Yeah, I can mail them out. I got PayPal and everything.
You still got pins?
Yeah, I still got some buttons left. I'm gonna be getting some more here soon.
Order a button.
Yeah.
Go check out a Justin Chambers show.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a good time.
Yep. Once I get some booked here, I don't have anything booked right now, but I'm working on it. Figure I'll wait till after the holidays to start trying to book some stuff.
All right. Well, again, thanks for coming out.
No problem.
Well, thanks for sticking around till the end. I hope to have Justin back again sometime. I'm sure he's got a lot more stories to tell. If you want to talk about the show, or if you need studio services, you can reach us at manhoundsound@gmail.com or on Facebook at ManHound Sound Studio. My next guest will be Dusty Champlin. He's a wrestling belt wearing, tattoo giving country singer. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I got one more song to play for you from Ole Justin Chambers. It's been a real joy. Until next time, I'm Bill Wardlow. Thanks for listening.
All right, this song's about a trucker with a speed problem. Just wrote it the other day. It's called Gas Station Coffee. It goes like this right here. Life ain't been much fun since I got busted. The wheels on my rig are rusted. No more methamphetamine. I found a way to stay clean. Well, I'm flying so high, old John Law can't stop me. All hopped up on that gas station coffee. Well, I used to do a little cocaine, expensive way to ease the pain. But this here caffeine beats all I ever seen. Now I'm flying so high, old John Law can't stop me. All hopped up on that gas station coffee. Well, pour me a cup, make it strong. Gotta keep